Hey, what's up, YouTube? It's Romeo back with another informative video. So, you just got a fish tank, you want to make it a saltwater tank. And you go online doing research and try to find out what's the best salt to use. Well, in my opinion, there's no such thing as the best salt. You know, then you get on these forums and you ask for advice, and people try to flame me like, oh, you should know this, you should know that. I use this and everybody else uses that, so you should too. I don't believe in that. With anything in this hobby, I believe in you doing what works for you. So, excuse my voice, I got a real bad cold. One main thing in saltwater aquarium is, of course, salt. So I'm going to go review a few of the ones I've used, because there's a lot of them. So, starting with the first one I tried, in Petco, bought a Aqueon 75 gallon, braced it real good, got the stand, and I knew I was going to have to make a lot of water, so I used Instant Ocean. $20 makes 50 gallons. It's a pretty good salt for starting out. It does dissolve fast, but I usually let mine sit in a brute trash can for overnight with a power head and a heater, just to make sure. Then I use a refractometer. Do not use a hydrometer. My God, please don't. I just had horrible luck. I have a video on using a hydrometer, several different ones, and it just, I don't know. Just spend the extra money and get your refractometer. You'll be happy. So, for fish only with live rock, this is good enough. It's a half a cup per gallon. Let it mix. Use it. It's great. So, when I first got my first coral, it was a Duncan coral. It was a trumpet coral, or candy cane. And there was a torch coral. And, I don't know. Looking at other people's tanks and doing what they're doing, I switched to Instant Ocean Reef crystals. As you can see, this bucket is old. It doesn't look like this. This bucket, I've used this bucket, is old. But it just has extra calcium, magnesium. If you're going to start with corals, especially Duncans, you're going to need extra calcium. Then I would switch to Reef crystals. If you're using this one. This is good for fish only with live rock. Corals, switch over to that. But then you say, well, I want to get kind of fancy, because I Googled what's the best. So I tried Aquaforest Reef Salt. You know, supposed to be high grade. They have a reef salt. They have a hybrid reef salt. They have a sea salt. But I heard it was the best because you can go online and get your the results of each batch. But see, each one is ICP tested. But mixing this one is kind of it's not as easy as the Reef crystals and the Instant Ocean regular salt. But this one is good for SPS corals, LPS corals, clams, soft corals, and regular fish. So it does mix up fast. I give them that. It mixes up real fast. Parameters are stable. Pretty good salt by Aquaforest. Then one day in a pinch, I couldn't find this in Petco, PetSmart, or Amazon. Couldn't find Reef crystals. Got desperate and went to Coral Life BioCube Marine Salt. And what intrigued me with this one is neutralizes chlorine and chloramine while also reducing phosphate to help limit algae growth. Can be used with RO water or tap water. Fine grind for rapid dissolution. It comes with a scooper. I'll be honest, this one mixes very fast. Very fast. As far as neutralizing chlorine and chloramine and reducing phosphate, I guess. It doesn't tell you how or what they use to neutralize the chlorine and chloramine. And it says you can use tap water. But for fish only with lava rock, I wouldn't be worried about using tap water. But when you go into corals or just starting out, then I would use RDI, because tap water, I don't know where you live, but where I live in Chicago, the TDS is ridiculous. It's very bad. So yeah, it does. I mean, very fast. It mixes very, very fast within an hour. But I just don't like how it says neutralize chlorine and chloramine. It doesn't tell you how. It doesn't tell you how it reduces phosphate. So I mean, I don't know. And then the scooper that's in here measures out 1 gallon of salt. Each scoop, 1 gallon of salt. Now, this is good if you have a small, I say up to a 20 gallon, because this bag is only 15 gallons at $11.99. They have a 30 gallon, but like I said, I bought this in a pinch because I need to do a water change ASAP. So, I mean, it's pretty good. I'm not going to lie, it's pretty good. I didn't have any ill effects on my corals. It mixed very fast. Like I said, it was an emergency, so I didn't have time to use RO water. So I use tap water, but I still use Sequin Prime just in case. But if you have like a 40 gallon breeder and above, even the 30 gallon bag is not cost effective. So, and then there's Coral Pro salt and Tropic Marin salt, and it's so many salts. So when it comes to what's the best, I mean, everybody's situation is different. What corals you keep, and you know, your maintenance schedule, and how often you do water changes, your dosing regimen. I mean, it's just too many factors into the best salt, you know. So my advice, I would use the salt that's easy for you to use, takes care of business in your tank, no ill effects. So, and mainly what's cost effective. Now, I will say some of the higher end salts, they do have more calcium, more alkalinity, more magnesium, all that good stuff. So, if I have a very demanding tank with lots of corals, expensive, especially expensive corals I paid a lot of money for, I would not use this, and I would not use the Reef crystals. I definitely wouldn't use this that contains stuff that doesn't even tell you. I mean, it does things and don't even tell you how. I don't like that. So what do I use? I use 2 Little Fishies Accuracy 1. It's a little more expensive, but the ease of use and the packaging and the elevated, you know, calcium, alkalinity, magnesium, all that good stuff. And I'm telling you one thing that all these have in common, but this one doesn't. So this is a bag on a shelf, and in your holding bucket, whatever you use, it settles. So every time you dip some out, you don't know, you know, it's not mixed well, and people don't shake the bag and mix it up, especially the bucket. You know, it settles. Anything in a bag, I mean, eventually over time it's gonna settle. You know, it's gonna settle. This one is individual bags. Individual. So there's no settling. This is a 50 gallon box. So you get 10 of these bags. Each bag makes 5 gallons of salt water. Each bag. So there's no guessing. There's no settling. You know, when you pour this out, bam, I got 5 gallons of water made at 1.026 already. So here we go, 5, 10. If I'm doing a 10 gallon water change, here you go, I'm done. There's no measuring, no scooping, no settling, no shaking, no twerking, none of that. Just, want to do a 5 gallon water change? 1 bag. So, yeah. Reverse osmosis, purified water in 5 gallon bucket. 1 pouch, bam, there you go, 5 gallons. Yeah, if you want to add 500 milliliters of water, brings it down to 1.025, 1.5 liters, 1.024, 2 liters of water added gives you 1.023. So like I said, it's 10 of these bags. 10 5-gallon bags. Can't get no simpler than that. Let me see if I can find on this box the parameters. Oh, let's see if we can find the parameters. You might have to go on the website. Oh, there it goes. Alkalinity of 8 DKH, magnesium 1300, calcium 420, strontium 8. So yeah, this is the salt I use. Like I said, it's 2 little fishies. I like the packaging, I like the box. So this is what I use. So as far as something being the best, I don't know. I don't buy into that. I buy into whatever works, whatever fits my budget. And like I said, main thing is what works. Are your corals happy? You know, in this hobby, that's the main important thing. Your corals, invertebrates, and fish. You know, it's not. This hobby is not even about keeping fish and coral. It's about keeping clean water. I know that sounds crazy, but when it comes down to it, what are we always worried about? Our water parameters. So, if you're just starting out, you know, your money's not the greatest, I would try this. It's the best bang for the buck. When you get a little more demand in corals, I'll switch to the Reef crystals. But in the end, if you want simplicity, what works, and I try the accuracy one. I'm not saying it's the best. I'm not Googling. I'm not the people in the forums that say, well, you need to do this and you need to do this to be successful. That's not, don't believe that. You know, you're the same people that say, well, you need to get a Lamborghini and you work 5 blocks from your house. You know, just get what works for you, what makes your fish and corals, inverts happy, and enjoy the hobby. You know, a lot of people got this hobby because of bad reviews, bad comments, bad advice. You know, you don't have to go to the high-end stuff right away. You know, it's a hobby. You know, progress into the hobby. You know, start small, get bigger and bigger and better. Do your research, knowledge, you'll enjoy it more. You know, so hope this was informative. Sorry for my voice and my breathing, but I got a bad cold, so sorry, you guys. But like, comment, subscribe. Any questions, leave them down in the comments below. And happy reefing.